Right, with the beef stew, the first thing I do is cut off any lumps of fat from the beef. We don't want those in the stew. So go through it all and trim off any visible fat. Some people don't mind fat, but I do. If it's in a stew, you don't want to be looking at every piece to see if it's lean. If it doesn't bother you, you can leave it on. It all adds to the flavour, but I always trim meat. So that's the hardest part of making a stew. If you're prepared to do it, trim off the grot till it's all nice and lean. So we've got all the ingredients now for the beef stew. So we've got 700 grams of beef, which I've trimmed the bits of fat off, 250 grams of potatoes cubed, 2 sticks of celery chopped, 200 grams of carrots and 200 grams of turnip chopped, 350 grams of onions chopped, 4 tomatoes which I've plunged into boiling water, 2 beef stock cubes, an ounce of plain flour and some tomato puree, about a teaspoonful, and in the pan I've got a tablespoonful of vegetable oil. So into the pan with the meat. I'm going to stir this on a high heat until it changes colour. While the meat's browning, I'm peeling the skin off the tomatoes. If you leave them in boiling water for about 30 seconds and then slit the skins with the point of a knife and then refresh them in cold water, and the skin just peels off very easily. Now tomatoes add a wonderful richness to a stew. So there you go. I'll chop them up now, ready to go in. Right, the next stage is to put in the onions and the carrots and turnips and the celery. I won't be adding the potatoes until about 20 minutes before the stew's cooked. Now I'm going to cook this overnight in the slow cooker. So I've set the slow cooker to high, and once all this comes to the boil, I shall pop it in and then just leave it till tomorrow morning, and it will just blip away slowly. So we're tipping the flour and the 2 beef stock cubes. They're out of the store cupboard, by the way. They're not part of the £20 shop. Most people have stock cubes in the cupboard. So we'll just give it a good old stir to cook the flour. And when everything's coated, I shall top it all up with boiling water and put it on to simmer in the slow cooker. So in go the tomatoes and the tomato puree. So I'll leave the potatoes in the water and then add them tomorrow morning when I put in the dumplings. So we'll just bring it back to the boil and then straight into the slow cooker. Right, the stew's been cooking overnight, it's blipping away just gently, so I'm adding in the potatoes. And to give it a stir, I'm going to leave it for another 20 minutes or so with the lid back on. Then I'm going to add in the dumplings, but I'm going to cook the dumplings in a separate in a pan with the stew, because dumplings require quite a rapid boil. Right, dumplings for the stew. The stew's cooked now, so we have to make some dumplings to go with it. So I've got 4 ounces of self-raising flour in the bowl, 2 ounces of beef suet, and about a level teaspoonful of salt. So we need approximately 5 tablespoonfuls of water. And to mix that together with a fork. We need a soft paste. So I think that needs another tablespoonful. So that'll be 90 mils in all. I want it to drop off the spoon. Now I don't like to handle dumplings at all. The recipe on the packet says that you should form it gently into balls, but I don't do that. I prefer a nice fluffy loose dumpling. So spoon. I've got 4 portions of stew in the pan. I've got another 4 portions that are ready to go in the freezer. I've topped it up with 2 cups of water before I'm adding the dumplings, because dumplings soak up a lot of liquid. So that's why I've done that. So I'm just going to drop spoonfuls into the boiling liquid. And these are going to take about 20 minutes to cook. So I'm going to pop a lid on, just turn the light down a touch so that they just simmer, and come back in 20 minutes and that should be the job done. Right, I think the dumplings are cooked now. They look nice and light and fluffy. So I'll be able to serve this up now, ready to eat. I've seasoned the stew with salt, pepper and mustard sauce. So there you go, beef stew and dumplings. A good old traditional favourite and absolutely delicious. With winter approaching, this is the kind of food that you need to know how to cook to keep your family happy. So if you need more recipes like this, go to my website www.onceaweekkitchen.co.uk and get yourself a copy of my ebook, 28 Meals for £20. Yes, it really can be done. So get yourself a copy and start cooking smart. See you later. Bye.